B9 match. But let's check in with Dom, who's side stage with the mayor of Hook City.
Thanks, guys. I am joined with Bunny Fufu. Congratulations on the win. How does it feel to get that quick 2-0?
Feels good. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, what makes it feel so good? Was it those awesome hooks you were landing, or?
Yeah, Thresh is always fun to play, so whenever I get the chance to pick him, I'll just take him, and it's fun.
Yeah, actually, I want to ask you a little bit, and I know I said I was going to ask you a couple of questions, but so far you guys have been playing basically the same champions back-to-back. It was the Bard and then the Braum, and what's the idea with that?
All those champs just bring a huge amount of CC, and I really like that aspect in them. I'm sure we've been practicing a lot of, or I guess I shouldn't say too much, but we have a good champ pool going forward, so it's not all we can play, I guess.
All right, well, we're looking forward to seeing more of that. How does it feel to be in basically the top 3 teams in the league, once again, with pretty convincing performance?
Feels good, but moving into playoffs, it's all what matters, basically, and we're definitely gunning for top 2.
Yeah, well, you've got Immortals and TSM to take out. Which of the two you think is going to be the first to fall?
They're both really strong, so we'll just have to see how the split progresses, I guess.
Yeah, we certainly will. Bunny Fufu, again, congratulations on the quick 2-0. Thank you so much for joining me. We're going to go ahead and send it over to the analyst to break that series down.
Thank you very much, Dom. Good to hear from the mayor of Hook City. Quite possibly the only resident of Hook City as well.
No one else playing Thresh, really.
No one else is playing Thresh, but Bunny Fufu is playing it well enough that nobody else needs to play it. We're getting our Thresh fill from his performance in games like this.
I don't want to see a worse Thresh. I just want to see Bunny's Thresh. If everyone played Thresh like Bunny, then sure, there can be more residents of Hook City. But for now, keep it for Bunny.
Cloud9 picking up a sweet 2-0 victory over Envy. And I have to reiterate, at the beginning of the day, we were expecting a much closer series between these two teams. I mean, Envy had looked pretty hot through the first 3 weeks, you know, only losing to Immortals, but still putting up good games. And here against Cloud9, it seems like they took a little bit of a step back. And I think the first thing that I want to go in on is their champion select, particularly in this game 2. I was not impressed by it.
No, I really don't like the Ezreal pick here. And there were a number of mid lane focused bans, but you and I were looking over like what he's played this season. There were plenty of other options up, especially something like a Victor. I think when you have this comp like a Hecarim, you probably just want, I would think, a standard mid lane mage to hold on, wave clear, so Hecarim can farm up. And then once he's got his items, he can come in for these crazy flanks that are going to, like, you know, confuse a team, and then Victor's there just cleaning up with lasers or something. You think there are better options than Ezreal.
Yeah, they kind of picked themselves into a hole here, not giving themselves a way to wave clear when they're behind, which Victor would have been fantastic for, and also pigeonholing their damage to entirely AD. So even if you were ahead, you're giving the other team a very easy way to counter you, right?
Yeah,
All
the Aurelia is like, fine.
Armor.
Yeah, I'll just build 3 armor items, which is what she was doing.
So questionable draft there that I don't think set them off, you know, necessarily on the right path. Of course, at the beginning of the game, Envy did get out to a small lead by a couple ganks and a couple, you know, 2v2s in the bot lane with TPs. So small advantages here and there, and good dragon control for the early portions of the game. However, not enough. And where things really started to kind of turn around for Cloud9, 24 minutes into the game, 2-for-0 plus Baron, and then follow that up with a 2-for-2 trade on the back end. So it ends up being in total 4-for-2, but you get the Baron. And this gives C9 just a lot of permission to move around the map the way they want to, Baron up.
Yeah, Meteos hits a nice cocoon there to set up Bunny, who hits the hook, which sets up Jensen to hit the ult, and it's just this big CC chain on Seraph. It happened to him a couple times this game, and then we see Impact come flying in from the side, getting some resets, and Sneak is able to flash in here at the very end to get the volley kill. But it was just a really nice CC chain to start that fight off. There's no chance for Envy to really react. Their front line's just basically
jungler support dying. Cloud9 did have to blow all of their ultimates, essentially, to pick up those kills. So they're going to go and start the Baron knowing that, of course, Seraph will TP in and contest it. But they managed to burn it down quick enough, and that's the thing. Quick enough to burn it down, and then they just trade the 2-for-2.
Yeah, it's like a scary thing because all the carries are still up, and there's a lot of poke with Ezreal and like Lucian. You have to be careful.
Jensen has a great flash here.
Oh yeah, sick flash to get away from the ultimate. Is able to keep DPSing Seraph down because if he was feared there, you know, Seraph might wreak some havoc, but he's able to get it. But like I was saying, it's a little scary of a situation to go for that Baron, but they burn it down fast enough that they don't need to worry about the Baron damage and the poking, and then you know.
You still have 3 members with Baron, so you're happy to take the gold, the global gold that you get,
call.
plus the buffs. But that's only one massive play for Cloud9. Another person who was going off is Bunny Fufu. And we have a tweet from Teller Lol who says Bunny Fufu is an absolute god, single-handedly carrying that team fight with that hook on Ninja. Take a look.
Oh, yeah, so this starts off with just a really nice siege. They have that Baron buff that we saw them collect earlier. Impact ends up a little far in front and starts getting this chase down. And
the hook here.
The hook onto Seraph was pretty good. He follows him in, is able to peel for Jensen. gets Seraph low, and then Ninja's also off on the flank, and they're still trying to chase forward. They have this really pokey comp, and then he gets this sick hook on the Ninja, set him up for a kill from Jensen. Oh, actually, Sneaky, no, Meteos picks it up, whatever. Good CC chain,
Right.
Lots of disruption, another hook there.
3 hooks, 3 for 3.
Yeah,
That fight.
I mean, that's the thing about Thresh is people are a little scared of playing him because you need to have like a really high level of execution to get the same kind of returns on him as others. And Bunny has a high level of execution.
Well, and that's the thing. Thresh is a champion where you're rewarded for your accuracy on your hooks because the cooldown gets halved, right? So
Yep.
if you land the first hook, you get to throw out another one in the fight. And then if you land the second one, that's why he got to throw out 3 in that fight. With the length of that fight, if you were missing them, he wouldn't have actually been
Yeah, he's
able to
walking
even
in
throw out
circles,
3.
waiting.
Clueless, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, just an absolute mastery of that champion. I mean, he's been playing it since his debut in the LCS and
Oh yeah,
continues.
I was with him.
Yeah, you were there, and he continues to impress. So of course, we're gonna move 37 minutes into the game and watch this sneaky pentakill. You know, again, set up by the team, but just fantastic to see the performance out of Sneaky on Ashe. Almost great positioning, but in a sense, from the protection that the team is providing him, pretty easy.
There's not much focus on him, but he does play this very aggressively. Watch Sneaky here actually start walking forward. So there's 3 people over there. He has a nice front line kind of, but then he ends up in the furthest front, and he's still autoing, which is something a lot of people wouldn't do. And then he turns on to Hakuho here, still autoing. You know, Meteos propels. They're able to trade their front line extremely well, where everyone's low. Impact's low, Elisa's low, Jensen's low, and at the whole time, Sneaky's just attacking. He's able to get the pentakill.
You want to hear a fun stat?
What's that?
Sneaky did 11,000 damage in that fight.
What?
11,000
Didn't they say
damage to champions with that fight.
2,700 for the game, right?
Yeah.
So he had almost
Of
half
course,
in
yeah.
that fight.
That's insane. I mean, when you consider that he essentially did all the damage, because Jensen had to flash out, so he actually
Yeah.
didn't get to put that much damage down. Almost everyone's health bar was entirely depleted by Sneaky in that fight, because Impact was also engaged on and trying to retreat.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
in
They're
the
all
lane.
low there. Like, it's just Sneaky playing almost frontline Ashe, just hitting people as they come in.
Yeah.
They try and focus all these other
Man,
people.
that's a good feeling as an AD carry, I gotta tell you. But we're moving to player of the game, and it's gonna go to Bunny Fufu because it was because of him that everyone got off the ground. It was the accuracy on that hooks that really impressed us. Obviously, kill participation, 93%. That's
Yeah.
fantastic to see out of a support.
And it wasn't just those hooks that we showed. There were other ones too. There was a dragon fight that, you know, C9 was losing, and he hits a hook on Seraph before he can drop his ult, which leads to a chain CC, and then he gets another cleanup kill near the wolf camp. It was just a ton of hooks. There's more in that game if you know you want to go back and rewatch some of them, because he was on point. So definitely deserving.
You know, I love that we see this performance out of him immediately following the segment where we were kind of praising Smoothie just a little bit more, saying they're both very competent support players, but it seems from the evidence that we've seen so far, the split, that we'd put Smoothie maybe a small step ahead of Bunny, and then Bunny Fufu comes in
Makes
and
me eat my words.
shuts us up.
Yeah,
right?
I'm like, all right, if you're playing Thresh and you're in standard lanes, Bunny's gonna make some plays.
Right, but again, it's very good to see a team that's using the subs effectively, especially against another top-tier team. It's not just something they're using against the teams that they expect to beat. They're looking to employ this strategy across the board. Well, we've completed one series here on NALCS 2, or NALCS 1 rather, but there's more league action coming up right after this with Immortals versus Liquid. Stick around, we'll be right back.
Envy could make this a win and have their 6th match here in the North American LCS.
Oh shit, what up?
It's that boy.
Here comes that boy.
Hit that boy.
He's gonna jump away, forces the flash. Oh, that hook was sick though! On to Lod, can they kill him? The answer is yes!
Wait, right here.
Too.
I'm looking for Rek'Sai. I'm going.
Lucian, nice. Lexi, no flash.
Runs to get off to the side. Seraph stunned up for a little bit longer. Here comes the teleport in for Impact. Another arrow lands onto Proxen, buying some time. That's a kill off the Hakuho. And a flash Q hits Sneaky. They're gonna chase for that one. He's gonna pick one off though. And look at the re-engage on a Ninja Ezreal. Way too far up. 2 more kills for Cloud9. Now it's Proxen hooked in again by Bunny Fufu.
This guy is an absolute madman on Thresh.
Damage.
They're all dead.
Penta.
Got it. Nice.
2-0 Cloud9 to take over Envy's place at number 3.